Hello everyone. We'll see now the OOPS concept. OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming, and the OOPS concepts are inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, classes, objects. Classes and objects we have already seen in the previous video. Today we'll be starting with inheritance. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is basically defined as the process where one class acquires the properties, that is methods and fields of another. So if a class is inheriting or acquiring the properties of some other class, that process is called inheritance, and the class which inherits the properties of the other class is known as a subclass, derived class or child class. And the class whose properties are inherited, that is known as a superclass or base class or parent class. After that we come to the extends keyword. Okay, extend keyword is like it is used by the child class to inherit the parent class. In the code, this E of the extend will be smaller. So extend keyword is used to inherit the parent class. Next we come to the types of inheritances. Types of inheritances, the first one we will see is single inheritance. In single inheritance, as the name itself says, a single class is inheriting the property of a parent. Therefore it is called single inheritance, right? Through an example we will see this how it is. So here I have a class inheritance demo. Okay, here I have created this method mobile which is printing some message, right? Like this is a program. Okay, then we have this class TV, which is extending the inheritance demo class. Okay, extending means it is inheriting the inheritance demo class. Therefore inheritance demo class becomes a parent and TV becomes the child class, right? Now since TV has inherited the property of the inheritance demo class, therefore through its object it should be able to call the method of its parent class. Okay, so this is an example of single inheritance. So one thing that you have to remember is that whenever a child class is inheriting some other class, means it is acquiring its property, then through its object it will be able to inherit all those methods. Means like TV class here is a child class, right? It is inheriting the properties of inheritance demo. So now through its object it will be able to call the mobile function, which is actually the function of the inheritance demo class. So all the child class which inherit the parent class, they can call the method of their parent class through their object. If I will not write this, if I do not write this, okay, then it is going to give an error, because now TV is not inheriting the property of the inheritance demo class, so it will not be able to call this mobile method which is actually of inheritance demo class. Therefore it first needs to inherit that class, inheritance demo. Okay, so when it inherits that, then it will be able to call, right? So let's run and see. I am running the TV class here. See, it is printing that message. This is a program which was being printed by the mobile method, right? So this is the example of single inheritance, where a single class, that is TV, that is the child class, inheriting this inheritance demo class. Okay, right? After single inheritance we come to multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is like when see here, B is inheriting the properties of A and C is inheriting the properties of B. Means what? C is indirectly inheriting the property of A, because B already had properties of A, and when C will inherit B, it will inherit the property of B as well as A. So that is multi-level inheritance. Let's see the example on that. I have a laptop class here. Okay, if this laptop class extends TV, the class that we had seen earlier, then this becomes an example of multi-level inheritance. Why? Because TV is already extending or inheriting inheritance demo class, and then laptop is inheriting TV. Therefore, laptop is indirectly inheriting the inheritance demo class also, and therefore when we create the object of the laptop class, through that object we will be able to call the method of the inheritance demo class and the method of the TV class. Demo is the method of the TV class, mobile is the method of inheritance class. Laptop demo is a method which I have defined inside this laptop class. So obviously this we already know that a class is able to access its own method through its object, right? So that though it will be able to access anyway. So since here, see here we are only extending TV, but since TV has already extended inheritance demo, therefore mobile class also we are able to access through the laptop class. So this is the example of multi-level inheritance. Let's run it and see. So I'll run the laptop class. See, it has printed the method, the message of its own method, then it has printed the message of the mobile method, and then it has printed the message of the TV demo method, right? So that's what I told you, that now here the child class, that is laptop, it is extending both classes, TV and inheritance demo. Inheritance demo, it is extending indirectly through TV. That's why it's the example of multi-level inheritance. Okay, and since it is extending both, it is able to call the method of both the classes, mobile and TV demo, both the methods. Okay, so whatever classes a child class is inheriting, it will be able to call the methods of all those parent classes through its object. So this was example of multi-level. Next we'll come to hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, what is happening is that we have a parent class and its properties are being inherited by like more than one classes, like B and C here, they both are inheriting the property of the same parent class. So that is called hierarchical inheritance. Okay, for example, let's see the example for this. If in the TV.java I am inheriting inheritance demo, in laptop also if I inherit inheritance demo only, okay, inheritance, okay, then this becomes example of hybrid inheritance, what was that, hierarchical inheritance, right? Now this is an example of hierarchical inheritance. Why? Because TV is also extending the inheritance demo class and laptop is also extending the inheritance demo class. Since now it is not extending the TV class, now we cannot access the TV demo method through it. That's why it is giving an error. Now we can only access the mobile method through it, which is the method of the inheritance demo class. Okay, so now I'll comment this out. And If we again run the laptop class, let's run that. It will print this is a program in laptop class method. Okay, so that is the example of hierarchical inheritance. After that we come to the multiple inheritance. Now multiple inheritance is where a child class is inheriting the properties of more than one parent class, but this is not supported in Java. Why? Because if the parent classes, they happen to have the same method, the method with the same name, then when you'll create the object of this child class C and you'll try to access that method, it will get confused that you are trying to access the method of which class. For example, if A has a method display, B has a method display, and through the object of C you are calling the method display. Okay, so compiler will get confused that whether you are calling the display method of A or B. So that is going to give an ambiguity error. That is the reason multiple inheritance is not supported in Java. I have shown you this through an example. Like I have this class A, okay, which has this method display. Okay, then I have this class B, which again has the method display, and then there is this class C, which is inheriting both the classes A and B. But see, it is giving an error because multiple inheritance is not supported in that. Because when through the object of C, if you try to access the display method, it will cause the ambiguity error. It will not be able to decide whether you are calling the display method of A or of B. That is the reason multiple inheritance is not supported, and that's why it is giving a error here. You cannot extend two classes or multiple classes at the same time. That is, you cannot implement multiple inheritance in Java, right? After that we come to hybrid inheritance. Now hybrid inheritance is a combination of all the above inheritances, so it contains multiple inheritance also. As you can see, this lower part B, C, D, the D is inheriting the property of B and C, so this is depicting the multiple inheritance here. So since hybrid involves the multiple inheritance, therefore hybrid also is not supported in Java. So that is all about the types of inheritances. Then we come to the uses of inheritance. First use is code reusability. Code reusability is that we do not need to write the same code again and again. For example, there is a method which is printing something, and whatever it is printing, I want that printed for several classes. So I need not to write that method again and again in all the classes. What I can do is, I can simply write that method in one class, and then I can inherit that class in all those classes where I want the same message to be printed. So all those classes which will be inheriting that class with the message will become the child class, and the class with the message will become the parent class. That way I will not have to write that method again and again in all the child classes. Okay, simply I will create the object of the child class and I will call that method, and I will get that message printed for all the child classes. So that way code reusability is implemented through inheritance. Okay, that's what we were doing. Like in inheritance demo, I have this message as this is a program, and in tv.java I got that method, or in laptop.java I got that message printed in laptop.java without even writing the mobile method. Why? Because mobile method I am simply accessing through the object of the laptop class, which is inheriting inheritance demo, right? So for laptop I was not required to again write the mobile method to get this message printed. I simply called the mobile method through the object of laptop class because it is inheriting the inheritance demo. So that is how code reusability is implemented through inheritance. Next is promote runtime polymorphism by allowing the method overriding. Okay, now it helps in implementing polymorphism by allowing method overriding. Now both these concepts, polymorphism and method overriding, we'll be seeing in the upcoming videos. Just now you can just memorize this point. Next is the disadvantage of inheritance. In disadvantage of inheritance, we have a major disadvantage, that is classes become tightly coupled. Which means tightly coupled means if I am making a change to a parent class, that change is going to reflect in all the child classes, even if we do not want that change to reflect in the child class. So that becomes a disadvantage. Okay. For example, let's see that in inheritance demo, if I change the method, if I got a requirement to change this method, like this is a change. Okay, I changed it. Alright. Now what I want to do, I do not want this change to reflect in tv.java, or I do not want it to reflect in laptop.java. Okay, but then the change will anyway get reflected. If I run the laptop.java class now, let's run that. Okay, first it will need to run the inheritance demo class, because I need to save that change. If the change is not saved, then it will not reflect. So let's save that. So now that I have saved that change and I have run the laptop class, okay, it has actually run the laptop class only. But why that pop-up came is because it was saving that change to inheritance class. Inheritance demo is inherited by laptop, right? So it needed to save that change to reflect in laptop, right? So see, now that we have made that change to inheritance demo, now it is printing this is a change. So that is the reason. Now in laptop class, or even if I try to run the TV class, okay, if I run it, it is going to print this is a change. So that change, that the message that I went and changed in inheritance demo, the same change will reflect for all wherever I am calling this mobile method. Now the changed method will get printed. So if I do not want that change in the child classes, then this causes a disadvantage, right? Next come to there are two important notes. Like when we are saying that a class is inheriting properties of other class, it doesn't mean it is going to inherit everything from the other class. Okay, it can only inherit the methods which are not private and the fields. Okay, a child class can never inherit a constructor and private methods. Okay, it can only inherit public methods and fields. So that is an important point. And second point is that object class is by default the parent class of all the classes. For example, in inheritance demo, you will say that it is not inheriting any class, but that is wrong. All the parent classes are also inheriting one class, and that is the object class. They are inheriting it by default. The compiler implements that, and therefore we need not to do anything manually. Like this inheritance demo is inheriting the object class, but visually we cannot see that. The compiler has already implemented that by default. Okay, so object class therefore is the parent class of all the classes. The child class, they inherit the parent class. We write extends and the name of the parent class, but the parent classes, it's not like they are not inheriting any class. They are inheriting the object class by default. So in many interviews also this is asked that what is the parent class of all the classes? So it is the object class. And object class do not inherits any class. Okay. Then we come to the super keyword. Now super keyword is a reference variable which refers to parent class object or variable. And we had also already seen that this keyword in constructors which is a reference variable that refers to the current class object or current class instance variable. Okay, so let's understand the difference between the two and also the working of the super keyword through an example. Like I have this class demo where I have initialized a variable a as 10. Then I have a class demo2 which is extending that class demo. Okay, here I have again initialized a variable a as 20 and I have created this method void display which is having a local variable a. Now I am printing that local variable a. I am printing a using super keyword and I am printing a using this keyword. Okay, so now what is the difference in these three statements? The difference is that when I am writing this a simply, it is referring to the local variable in the display function. When I am writing super.a, so as we already read here that it is a reference variable which refers to parent class object, it means that now here this a is referring to the a of the parent class, that is the demo class, and this a, that is this dot a, it is referring to the a of the current class. What is the current class? Demo2. So it is referring to the a of the demo2 class. Okay, because this keyword refers to the variable of the current class, so it is referring to this a which is 20, and super keyword refers to the variable of the parent class. Parent class here is demo, so it is referring to this a, that is 10. So let's see. And when we are creating the object of the demo2 class to the display function, we are passing this value 30. So this 30 will get stored in this local variable a. Now when you will print, then first print statement should print 30, second one should print 10 as it is referring to the variable of the parent class, and this one, that is this dot a, should print 20 because it is referring to the a of the current class, right? So let's quickly run that and see. Demo2. Okay, so I am running the demo2 class and see the output. First one is printing 30, the next one 10, and the third one 20. Okay, so I think through this example you would have understood the working of the super keyword, that whenever you will use the super keyword, if you try to access any method or variable through it, it will always refer to the method or variable of the parent class. Okay, and this is going to refer to the variable of the variable or method of the current class, right? So that is the difference. With this I am done for this video, and thank you. If you like my work, then please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.